Hi everyone, this is Zach with SweetCG. Have a new tutorial for you that's been a long time in coming. We're going to talk about how to get our data output files into Newtek LiveText. The Newtek documentation for LiveText does cover this a little bit, but there's some things that there are a couple hoops that we need to jump through to get it to work properly. So we're going to just go through that, and then I'm going to show you how to properly just make sure we're getting the file to the right location and all of that, and how to bring that data into LiveText. So first thing we need to do, we need to set up the watch folder file permissions. You'll notice here I'm in the LiveText folder for the program folder for Newtek LiveText. I'm on a 64-bit system, so I have navigated to Program Files x86/Newtek/LiveText. If you're on a 32-bit system, this x86 will not be there. So you need to navigate there, and then you're going to see this Stats Plugins folder. I'm going to double click that. And then you see this Text Input folder. Now we need to set the file permissions so that other users, applications, services can write to that file. Because this folder exists in the Program Files directory, we need to set these permissions. Windows is very picky about what it lets write information into the Program Files directories. So we just need to set these permissions to get it to work. So we right click it and select Properties. You need to come over to Security, and then you'll see groups or usernames already given permissions there, and we need to edit those. Then we need to click Add, and then we need to type in everyone. So we click OK, and you'll notice the everyone group is now here, and there's already some permissions for the everyone group. However, it's not the permissions that we need. We need to be able to modify. So we're just actually going to do full control. And then we click OK, click OK again. And now our permissions are set for the text input folder. So I can now drop files in there. CGStatLink can write files to it, and everyone's happy. Now in the text input folder, I don't have any files here, but if you're a new user to LiveText, you'll probably notice that there's one or two files in there already. I don't recall what they're named, but they're just they're example files so that you can kind of see how it all works. So now what we need to do is come over to our basketball application. This process is the same for any CGStatLink product. We need to configure the data output location, and then we need to navigate to that program files directory, Newtek LiveText, stats plugins, text input. Click OK, and then you'll notice here right away it's going to write a file. We have a .csv file and a .xml file. The .csv file is not read by LiveText, but that is used for other character generators and production systems that can read comma-separated values. So we're interested in the XML file. So now that our file is there, what we want to do is come over to LiveText. I'm going to select the text tool. And then if I right-click, what's going to happen is you're going to see all of the variables that are available to us from that XML file. If there are multiple XML files in that text input watch folder, you'll see all of those values. And if values are named the same, that can cause problems. So if you're using multiple CGStatLink products, it may be good for you to go in to the text input folder from every now and again. At the end of a season, delete the football folder before you start basketball games. It can cause some confusion. So I'm going to select the clock value here. And right now it says 0. But if I come over to CGStatLink and I reset the clock and start it, there we go. Furthermore, I can bring in the visiting, it's here somewhere, the visit name. Whoops. I'm going to bring in the visiting name. And we want to reduce that font size a little bit here. And I can pull it down right there. And then if you want to, you can just copy and paste that, bring it over here, right click, select the home name, and then we can bring this down, change the font color like that. Sometimes you'll notice it looks like the clock has stopped. Sometimes CGStatLink gets a little goofy, so you kind of have to click around. I'm not sure why that stopped. Maybe it was because earlier when I accidentally inserted. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, not quite sure what happened there. I think it happened when I accidentally inserted the visiting team name in the middle of that text block. But we're good now. Okay, so now how to do this with images. You'll notice if we right click on the canvas, you're going to see visit timeout image 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. You'll see this for football, for basketball. You'll see like ball strike outs and bases in our baseball application. How do we get images to work? So I'm actually going to come over here to the file bin. We're going to just work with football graphics here. I'm just going to make this real big just for demonstration purposes. You need to bring in an image one time first, and then I'll reduce that a little bit. And then if you right click on the image, I'm going to say this is actually visit timeout image 1. And then you'll notice it's changed to something completely different. And I'll explain why that is. And then I'm going to copy that and paste it. I'm going to bring it over a little bit, copy and paste that again. And then I'm going to select all 3, copy, paste that, bring them all over here. And then I'm going to right click on each of these. This is going to be timeout image 2, visit timeout image 3, home timeout image, image 1, home timeout 2, home timeout 3. Okay, well, where did these images come from? Let's go take a look at CGStatLink. If we come over here to File and Configure Image Paths, these are actually our default images that are part of our internal CG. So you can use those. They're in the program files directory. But right now it's saying that there are no timeouts left so it's using this one here for a timeouts taken. So it's a timeout no.png. And if we did have timeouts remaining, you would see it be this timeout yes. So if you want to change those, you would just come to this the screen and browse for those files. So if I come over to our timeouts, I want to give them each 3 timeouts. There we go. So now we see the 6 timeout yes images. And if I reduce those, we're going to see it as timeout no's. So this gives you all of the resources to create your own project files, or rather, you create the project file in LiveText. You can buy a graphics package online. We don't include one for basketball, or I think we have one for football and baseball and softball. But once we started adding our own internal CG, we kind of went away from creating those project files for time saving purposes, so we can spend more time on developing the software. So that's how you do it. This is where you go to define what you want the images to be, but you need to create a base image from the get-go so that LiveText knows where the image location is supposed to be on the canvas. If you have any other questions, certainly let us know. I hope this tutorial was complete enough to get you going and answer any of the main questions that we receive regarding Newtek LiveText and CGStatLink products. Thank you very much, and see you next time.